All right, yes then the people. I have it in my sights. This is the famous Colindale police station. For those that aren't aware, this is like the equivalent, the North London's equivalent of Lewisham. I believe that this is like the murder investigation headquarters for the north side of the river. And Lewisham is for the south side of the river. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, so it's a big old station. See, this is a bit out of hours. I come here on a bit of a random one, so I ain't done this for a minute. Gonna see what's going on. See if we're gonna get any questions or anything.
Literally, so.
The video begins outside Colindale Police Station in North London, which the auditor compares to Lewisham's main crime unit, setting the tone that this is no ordinary location. In the UK, filming in public spaces, including around police stations, is typically allowed by law. The real interest lies in how the officers respond to being recorded. Within just a few minutes, what starts as mild curiosity quickly shifts toward confrontation as the tension steadily rises and an officer approaches, asking, "What are you doing?"
Hello mate, what are you doing?
Yeah, just filming, mate.
Just filming?
Yeah.
Filming what?
Just anything I can see.
What for?
Why not? Can you stand back, mate? Thank you.
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back, mate?
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back, mate?
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back?
Why are you filming?
If you stand back, I'll answer you.
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back, mate? What's going on?
You're not allowed to film police stations.
I'm not allowed to police.
Okay, you're detained at the moment.
Under
Okay,
what? Okay,
all right.
The first moment of tension appears when officers begin questioning the auditor, repeatedly asking why he's recording, while he calmly requests that they give him some space. In reality, the rule is straightforward. Filming in public areas is allowed under UK law. By pressing him too hard for an explanation, the officers risk coming across as inconsistent with that principle. What follows is a scene that escalates far more quickly than expected, setting the stage for an uneasy encounter that continues to build.
That's what we're checking, mate.
You don't have to touch that, man. Okay, so just for a bit of context, this officer right here has just cuffed me. I don't know if you'll see that footage. This kind officer's just taken me out of cuffs. This is a lady, what's your name, sorry?
PC Emily Gilroy.
Emily Gilroy. Where are you from, Miss Gilroy?
Counter-terrorism.
Counter-terrorism unit. So we've actually had a bit of compromise. She's agreed to speak to me. Well, I've agreed to speak to her as long as the cuffs were taken off. So now we're having this conversation.
Next, we see the aftermath of a brief detention where the handcuffs have already been used and then removed. According to police procedure, such restraints should only be applied when necessary and in proportion to the situation. Using them before asking basic questions appears to contradict that guideline. The auditor points this out calmly, emphasizing the uneven handling of the situation. However, the real turning point comes when officers invoke counter-terrorism powers, escalating the encounter to an entirely new level.
So, Miss Gilroy, what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know why you came in filming the back gates, which has led to you being in handcuffs when officers arrived because they didn't know what you were doing and you didn't want to provide your details.
Because I'm documenting abuse of like terrorism legislation, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, legally, I don't have to actually give you a reason. I don't have to account, so I don't actually have to say anything. But
okay, but it's going to make us suspicious, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, but legally speaking, I don't have to account for myself in a public place. Is this a public place?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay, so technically, if I'm in a public place doing legal activity, I don't have to account for myself, right? So technically, I don't even have to say anything, right?
That's fine, absolutely fine. I'm not disputing that.
The officer refers to terrorism-related suspicion as justification, invoking Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. However, that law requires a clear and specific reason for such suspicion, and merely recording near a police station gate usually doesn't qualify. The auditor calmly reminds the officer that lawful public activity doesn't require explanation. But the officer continues to challenge him, and the exchange begins to grow noticeably more intense.
But you've got to appreciate these officers are just doing their job at the end
I
of the day.
don't think they are doing their job, though, no.
Well, I'm not here to dispute that. What else do you want to ask me?
I thought you were the one that was asking me.
Well, obviously we want to know.
I would like to. All right then. All right. Let me ask you a question. I've got a question for you. You ready? What would it?
Can you answer me why you were filming the back gates first? Let's be
I've
fair.
literally just answered the question. I'm documenting abuse of legislation by police officers.
Well, what's the abuse of legislation? Where's it been abused?
So I've just been cuffed and searched without reasonable grounds.
But that was after you started filming.
Yeah, of course. But I am allowed to film this. Look, guess what? I can stand here and film this as much as I like. Does it?
Okay.
I don't know if that's computer. All right, you have a listen. You have a right to speak to me, fine.
Yeah.
But you don't have a right to just put cuffs on me and then start. Nah, you
safeguard
don't though. You
Okay,
don't,
well,
because I'm not hostile.
I'm not getting anywhere with you because you're not prepared to listen to
The exchange grows more heated as the auditor firmly maintains that filming in public is lawful, while the officer argues that such behavior appears suspicious. This moment exposes a crucial divide. Suspicion under the law must be grounded in evidence, not personal interpretation. It becomes a classic example of the tension between individual rights and police perception. When the auditor declines to provide his name, the situation escalates further, drawing focus to the specific search powers being exercised.
Okay, is there any other issues that I can help you with today?
I would like you to explain the grounds for the search. Because he first said section 1 of PACE, then they changed it to section 47 of the Terrorism Act, which
43.
as you know, no, they changed it to 47.
Right.
And as you know, it has to be authorized by an inspector. The inspector himself didn't know that. And he scurried off because he knew that I knew what I was talking about. And now you're saying it's section 43. So I'd really expect...
Well, no, I'm asking, was it 43 or 47?
No, what was it, mate? What was it? Section 1, and then it was section 47, and what is it now?
I think there was
So
a
why
bit
don't you write me a
confusion.
copy
I
of the
will
search
do.
slip, yeah?
I will
How
do.
about you do it right now?
I'll go upstairs and do it.
Okay,
I'll give it back
how about
to
you do
yeah?
it? How about you do it?
I haven't
for
got
me
one in my
straight away?
pocket, but I'll get it.
All right. So what is it then,
No
mate?
worries.
Was it section 1 or 47?
I think it's 43. But
Was it 43?
I'll write it down and I'll confirm it for you. All right?
You do that, yeah?
I will.
Good lad.
A major turning point comes when the officers initially reference PACE, then shift to Section 47 of the Terrorism Act, and later cite Section 43 instead. This inconsistency immediately raises questions. Lawful searches must be supported by clear and specific grounds, and changing legal justifications mid-interaction undermines confidence in proper procedure. The auditor catches this quickly, and as the exchange unfolds, the inspector can be seen quietly stepping away from the situation.
That's it for me, mate, yeah? And next time, don't be putting cuffs on people and stuff without any reasonable grounds.
Right. Okay,
And let's get
well,
our stories
I think
straight.
The conversation is finished. I'm happy with everything. Thank you for talking to me, and I wish you well. All right? Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna keep filming as well.
That's fine. No problem at all.
All right, get that slip for me, mate. Don't forget. Yeah, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. And you're gonna be sued as well for
Make sure you stay away from the gate.
Yeah, no, I won't, mate. I'll be right there. But yeah, you're going to be sued as well for an unlawful search under section 43 or section 47, yeah?
No worries.
Yeah, I can come in here as well. Yeah, it's a public place, yeah? Yeah, I can come in here. It's a public place. I've got a question for her.
The auditor makes his point clear. Officers should never place handcuffs on someone without legitimate grounds. The rule is straightforward. Any form of restraint must be properly justified. By pointing out the shifting explanations given by the officers, he exposes gaps in both training and procedure. Although the officers assure him they'll provide a search record, a more concerning detail emerges. The body camera recording had been switched off earlier in the encounter.
That inspector, bro, they didn't, the thing is, yeah, half the conversation, they didn't even let me document it. He just turned off the recording straight away. I was putting cuffs. And then basically what happened was they called someone from counter-terrorism, and then she was trying to get information out of me. And I told her, how about this? How about you take me out of cuffs and let me record, and then I'll give you some information. Obviously, I didn't give that. Well, you saw the footage. Obviously, I didn't give them any information. But yeah, this is Collindale Police Station. I'd expect a similar sort of reaction at Lewisham. But yeah, and they still don't know who Coley Burks is, you know, counter-terrorism squad, this and that. They still don't know who Coley Burks is. So yeah, interesting bit of footage. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's just wait for this guy to get the search slip, man. Fucking piss takers. You saying got the J's on today though? Got the J's on today. But yeah, guess what? I'm gonna keep filming here now. This is. No, they really pissed me off. Do you know how many of them came out there? And then inspector come out. They even said something about section 47. And I said that has to be authorized by inspector. So many of them scattered once they knew.
This moment becomes especially important as the auditor reveals that the police recording was stopped right when the handcuffs were applied. While policy itself isn't law, transparency demands that officers clearly announce and document such actions. Turning off the camera during the most intense part of the encounter raises serious concerns about accountability and public confidence. Remaining composed, the auditor continues filming to create his own record of events. But what happens next takes the situation even further.
Why do you film police stations? What's it all
I've
about?
told you.
But you've been going around filming different police stations.
Yeah, and I
but
can,
why?
because I can.
I know you can, but what are you getting from it? I know you can.
I think it would be difficult for me to explain it to
I'm
you.
just interested.
I don't just do it here to like cause a nuisance and try and belittle you lot. Like the whole time I kept it together pretty well, to be fair, despite all the.
Yeah, you did compared to a lot of people I've dealt with. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like obviously like the point here is not to try and belittle you lot. The point is like I suppose you could say it's a form of like civil activism. Do you know what I mean? And then we're just seeing because we're seeing how the authorities react to people filming in public places, and it so happens to be.
But for what? I'm genuinely interested.
Okay, so if you let me explain. So it happens to be that many officers are just kind of intent on violating people's rights without any given kind of reason or grounds. Do you know what I mean? We've got officers here, even your inspector himself, he didn't have a clue what he was talking about. He was saying section 47 didn't need to be. No, but he didn't though, and I could tell he did it. That's why he scarpered. Do you not understand the point? We're here to find the bad apples, so to speak. That you're probably one of the better.
The interaction gradually becomes more conversational as the auditor explains that his filming is a form of civic activism rather than provocation. He reminds the officers that recording in public spaces is perfectly lawful and that activism is a protected form of expression. By remaining calm and composed, he subtly exposes the contrast between his measured approach and the earlier, more forceful response. The officer, however, defends their actions, referencing the heightened concerns of the current climate, clearly illustrating a clash of perspectives between public accountability and institutional caution.
Wait, did you? I've only been here for 5 minutes. It's not like I've been here for like 4 hours, like ducking in deep, like weaving and trying to come up to here and do all this. I've literally been here. I've come up here, done this. Your guy come and put me in cuffs. Within 5 seconds, he comes straight up to me, like, do you know what I mean? Right up to my face. And I said, mate, could you stand back?
I don't know nothing about you. You've not provided any details. So it's going to make us suspicious. We've got to put you in cuffs because we don't know what you've got on you.
No, you don't though, because I'm not hostile.
But listen, put yourself in our shoes. If you did this job,
all right, I will.
Do the same thing.
No, because I would use reason and common sense and logic to know that that an alleged terrorist. Yeah, but I can be obstructive. It's not illegal for me to be obstructive or to be difficult.
We're not thinking you're a terrorist, Coley.
Yeah,
but you are.
Yeah, but then why was I searched under terrorist legislation?
Because we do get a lot of people. Yeah, thank you. Because we do get a lot of people.
But you get that a lot, don't you?
No, we get a lot of people filming for CT reasons, so you've got to appreciate that.
I don't think about it. All right, so you work for the counter-terrorist team. Let's think a little bit logically now. Would a prospective terrorist film a police station, which I don't believe is a high-value target for a police station, in broad daylight? Like there would be a more covert way of doing it. If you extrapolate based on the terrorist attacks that have happened in this country, I don't think many of them have been carried out like with people filming in broad daylight.
I get you, but not every situation, not every person that wants to do that, carry out a CT attack, has that way of thinking. They're all different.
I know you can never know what happens, but like I could walk across the street and get hit by a car. Like anything could happen. But the data does not support the fact that there's no data that supports the fact that police stations are targets of terrorists.
No, I'm not saying
Does that make sense? Because unfortunately, like the opinion towards you lot.
But we've got to be protective of it.
Of course you do. Yeah. Listen, you've got every right to speak to me. And when you do, I'm not going to try and antagonize you to get a reaction. Like, that's not how I do it. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of the time, you're kind of doing the job for me, so to speak. But
all right. Well, I'm glad I now know who you are.
It wasn't that hard, was it? Like,
Yeah, but it shouldn't have to be that hard.
How did you find out? How did you find out?
Tell me your name.
But like, how is there such an information failure like across the Met?
You can call me Emily and I can call you whatever your name is. That's all. That's it. All it is.
But it's like, how do you not know about this? Not one of those officers knew what it was that I was doing. Like, is it that difficult? Like, for the information to trickle down throughout the Met?
How can you expect every officer?
No, but these auditors,
especially we've got a lot of new ones coming through.
Yeah.
How can you expect every officer to know who you are?
I mean, regardless of whether... No, I'm not saying that I expect them to know me by name or my alias, but I would expect them to be able to work out that some guy filming the back gate of a police station in broad daylight is probably not a terrorist and is probably doing it to get some sort of rise out of police.
9 times out of 10, yeah, absolutely.
I would expect... No, but 9 times out of 10, the inverse happens.
We don't know that, and we've got a job to do.
Yeah, but you should know that, because there's even a memo that went round.
Come on.
No, it just doesn't make... No, I am being reasonable. It does not make logical sense for someone... Like, I'm just letting you grab me. Like, within 5 seconds, I was cuffed. So it's like, if I was supposedly gonna plan to attack a police station, doing it like this, it just doesn't make any sense.
It might not even be in a terrorism purpose. You might be here because you've got a grievance against a particular officer.
Of course.
And you've come here to attack that officer. It could be even that. We have to look at the bigger picture, Coley.
Yeah? I hear that, but it's like me talking to you and these other officers is a complete coincidence. I haven't come here like, knowing this particular officer works at this time. Like, I've just turned up here.
But you might do.
And whatever happens.
You might do, though.
But even then, I don't think that they would just stand in the place where the cars come in and out of, like, camera or not, some bloke standing here looks suspicious.
Come on, we get all sorts doing all sorts of things. So you've got to realise that. All right.
In the final part, the auditor directly questions the logic behind invoking terrorism laws, asking why anyone with malicious intent would openly record a police station in broad daylight. He supports his point with reasoning, historical context, and evidence, leaving the officer uncertain but unable to fully justify the approach. The encounter leaves 3 clear lessons. Filming in public spaces is a lawful act, improper use of search powers undermines public trust, and consistent policy enforcement is key to maintaining credibility. If you found this analysis insightful, stay tuned for more balanced, fact-based examinations of UK audit interactions. This presentation is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice.